So let's substitute empathy for love. I think that's a little safer, right? Empathy can be thought of as one of the primary criteria for you engaging in work that is intended to benefit other humans. If you do not understand them and their circumstances, how can you possibly create software that benefits them? Now, it might benefit you, it might benefit the company or institution you're working for, it might advance a career objective, it might add to your portfolio, but it isn't necessarily empathy that is driving it. Most people feel that they're empathetic. The question is how and when and how you organize it. Because in a sense, you can organize empathy. And as a designer, and a developer, entrepreneur, nonprofit director, teacher, etc., I am in the empathy business across all of those areas. So what I want to raise with this little change in the sentence in my call to action, in a sense, this is basically invoking that there is more than just the specific requirements or specification objectives. And in fact, that cannot be the only set of criteria or objectives that drive your work. If it is, not only will it break your heart, but it will disappoint others as well. And we can replace empathy with just design, because the design activity, the design process, the purposeful construction of non-random outcomes is going to come out of design one way or another. The organization of the work, defining a system and building it, etc. And the break part, maybe that's overstating it. I've been accused of being theatrical and hyperbolic in the past, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So it isn't necessarily going to break your heart. But UX design, experience design, can prevent heartbreak. And the kind of heartbreak that I'm alluding to, or that's referenced here, is not, doesn't really have anything to do with your heart. And you probably suspected that coming into this. But it does raise a question about how we identify, how we linguistically communicate things like, oh, you broke my heart. In fact, that is a fundamental aspect of what the objective of empathy is, which is to be able to project and relate to others across a range of possible forms that relating might take, from being very sympathetic to just being insightful and analytical about a condition. They all can be included in empathy. But it also refers to something that is not neocortex based. It's not about what and how of things. It's about the why of things, to indirectly quote Simon Sinek. The fact is that the heart, the felt dimension, the emotional response to software, to digital objects, to even the devices that they're presented on or engaged through, is often related to on a level that we say, well, I didn't really feel that. You know, it didn't get me in the gut. My gut feeling isn't, I'm not comfortable with this. That isn't analytical. That isn't even in language. It's like you're substituting words like heartbreak to account for events or outcomes that are really maybe not at all about heartbreak, and it isn't the heart where the issue is. It's at some other level, right? So as we move forward to think about designing things,